Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the paper talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford where it's a bit cloudy, but I'm confident it won't rain. Famous last words. This morning, a lot of stories centre around whether Manchester United are looking or how Manchester United are looking at potential Paul Pogba replacements. There's a couple of stories doing the rounds that Manchester United could have their eye on a few midfielders or one or two midfielders if the Frenchman does decide to leave Old Trafford. There's still rumours, there's still reports, stories, whatever you want to call them, that negotiations are ongoing and that the club are trying to keep Paul Pogba here, which makes a lot of sense considering how good he is and how much of a positive start he's had to this season in particular. But should that not happen, then other options are being looked at. One option is AC Milan's Franck Kessie. Now, this story is doing the rounds. A couple of the English papers have picked up on it, and it seems to have come from Mundo Deportivo. Now, I've done a little bit of a translation, and the translation is a bit broken, to be honest with you. It doesn't make much sense. You know, when you stick things through Google Translate and you go from Spanish to English, and it looks a bit odd when you read it back. But they're basically saying that PSG are looking at him. PSG are also looking at Paul Pogba, but United could be in for him if Pogba does go to PSG, potentially. He's also says that I think Juventus and Madrid are looking at him as well. It seems that there's quite a few clubs in for him, and you can understand why. I mean, he's 24 years old. I've not seen a lot of him, AC Milan. I'm not going to pretend I have, but certainly his goal scoring record is very good. I think he's played 50 games last season, scored 14 goals. He does take penalties, I believe, as well, so a few of them have been penalties, but still a decent return. And, you know, not getting all Bruno Fernandes on him and saying penalties. Scores goals. Still, I think he's 20. I've just said he's 24, haven't I? Yeah, he's 24 until he's 25. So he's still relatively young. A lot of people look at players in the mid-20s and think, that's it now. He's not got any higher to reach, but you don't know, do you? A lot of players kick on as they get into the sort of later 20s. So you think that should United want him, and if PSG don't make a deal for him, he's gettable. Whether that happens, whether it be improvement on Paul Pogba or whether it be even as good as Paul Pogba, probably not. But if Pogba does leave, that is one of the options that Manchester United could be in for. And it kind of makes sense because you think about him, you think he'd probably be available for a fee that is doable. Other players we've been linked with, you look at some of the players we've been linked with in the Premier League, I'll get to one of them later. You're looking at the Premier League tax where you're paying sort of 60, 70, 80 million. Sometimes when you're buying players from the likes of AC Milan, you can get a deal done for a little bit less. Let's not forget as well, Diogo Dalot has been linked with a move back to AC Milan. Potentially a permanent move. Who knows? Maybe there's some sort of movement there. People saying or reporting that Diogo Dalot is going to stay here and wants to fight for his place. And I understand that and I like that. I want players who want to play for Manchester United at the club. But should he not get much game time this season, who knows, in the summer, maybe he will be looking at a move back to the San Siro, and maybe Franck Kessie comes the other way. Lots of ifs and buts and maybes, but we'll keep you posted as always. Now, another potential midfielder coming into Manchester United, according to the papers anyway, is Tanguy Ndombele from Spurs. It says Man United are monitoring Tanguy Ndombele as Paul Pogba transfer replacement. Now, this one doesn't make a lot of sense to me, if I'm being honest. I think this has come out of Calcio Mercato, and the Mirror have picked up on it, and it says here that again, it's talking about Pogba's future still being uncertain, and the fact that Ndombele has been a sort of earmarked as a potential replacement. Now, he seems okay, Ndombele. He seems like a decent-ish midfielder. I don't think he's the answer, though, and I certainly don't think he's an ideal replacement for Paul Pogba. I think that'd be a massive downgrade, to be honest with you. Ndombele is the sort of player who, you kind of almost don't notice him, and I don't mean that in a good way. Sometimes, if a player, especially if a player's defensive, you don't notice him, it can be a good thing. I'm not sure of Ndombele. I know he can play box to box and as a defensive midfielder, so he's not even a like for like replacement really for Paul Pogba. I think he's only played about one game this season. That was in the loss to Chelsea. Played 30 odd Premier League games last season, so he does play, but I don't know. It seems like a bit of a strange one to me. It says, here, he joined Spurs in the summer of 2019 for 55 million, but has failed to impress any of the four managers he's played under. Mauricio Pochettino barely played him. Ryan Mason was unwilling to hand Ndombele a large role. And it looks like Nuno's not exactly over the moon with him. And neither was Jose. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. Jose dug him out, didn't he, a bit during lockdown, do you remember? So, yeah, I don't know if that's the answer to our problems or if that's even going to happen. Probably not. Just another sort of aside. midfielder-ish, attacking midfield-wise. Jesse Lingard, Gary Neville was talking on Sky Sports saying that he'd urged Jesse Lingard to move away from Old Trafford to get game time. And he still maintains that. I mean, Jesse Lingard has actually had a good start to the season, hasn't he? I know he made a mistake over in Switzerland, but 2 Premier League goals. He's looking like he could be useful to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We may have a video on that coming up later on this week, so we'll keep you posted. Also, just as another player that has been linked with us, because we're midfield crazy, Yves Bissouma. He's been explaining why he didn't join Manchester United in the summer, and he says it's because now's not my time to go. When my time will come, it's my time, but I'm happy in Brighton. I'm enjoying playing football. There's reports here that he could go in the summer for Champions League football. Brighton doing very well. Are they going to make the Champions League? Highly unlikely. He wants Champions League football. A lot of Man United fans, from what I've seen on social media and what we've seen in our comments, quite keen on the 25-year-old, so we'll keep you posted and see if that happens. I think he's a very, very good player and he's had a very good start to the season, and he could be an ideal fit for that big hole we've got in the number 6 position. Just finally, reports here that at a meeting with the referees, this is yesterday, they were told by bosses that a penalty for Koufal's challenge on Cristiano Ronaldo would have been a better call, and the Martin Atkinson should have been asked to review it on the pitch side monitor. United obviously apoplectic. I was anyway, that we didn't get any of those penalty calls, and the Koufal challenge on Cristiano Ronaldo, according to the referees association or whatever you want to call them, that should have been checked and should have been given.
That is a foul.
Don't know.
How is that not a foul? He puts his leg across him. Are you joking? Are you joking?
That's a penalty.
Of course it's a fucking penalty. He puts his leg straight across him. Honestly, what is a foul now? What is a foul? So you put your leg across someone and you trip him over and it's not a foul? Are they checking it? That's a joke. That's an absolute fucking joke. He knocks the ball past him, he sticks his leg out, and it's a penalty. It's literally knee to knee contact. As he tries to run past him, their knees hit because he's put his leg across Ronaldo. And they're not giving that.
And we saw that last season, didn't we? Remember the Sheffield United game when we lost and they said, we got 2 decisions wrong. We got their goal wrong, Sheffield United goal wrong, and the goal we disallowed for Manchester United wrong. And it's really annoying because had we dropped points, people wouldn't have gone, it's all about the referees. Some would have, but a lot of people would have been blaming Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And the referees saying they got it wrong afterwards is all well and good, but they need to get it right during the game. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We got the win. Looking ahead now to another game against West Ham here tomorrow night. I'll be here and we'll be covering it as well. We'll have the fan cams, we'll have the watch along, we'll have all that stuff as well. So make sure you check it out on the channel. If you've not done so, go and visit paddockmerch.com. We've got some great merchandise there on the site as well. So make sure you're checking that out. Don't forget as well to hit like, share and subscribe. We want to get to 700,000 subscribers by the end of the season. This has been Stretford Paddock Paper Talk. I'm Jay Motty. Thanks for watching.